Hello, I'm Lucian Cook.
And I'm Frances MacDonald.
And we're two directors from Savills Residential Research Department.
And we're going to be answering some of your questions about the prime UK residential markets.
Right then, Frances, let's kick off. Question number one. And this one is, what has happened to house prices at the top end of the market so far this year? And how has that varied in different parts of the prime market?
So we've actually begun to see the beginnings of a recovery across the prime housing markets so far this year. And that's been particularly true across markets where buyers tend to be more reliant on mortgages, so whether that's in outer prime London or across the regional markets. Whereas across central London, actually we've seen values remain broadly flat. But again, that's been its strongest performance since the middle of 2022. So definitely signs of recovery across the prime markets generally. Question 2. Which buyer groups have been most active in the prime market?
Yeah, well, I'd say it's probably those needs-based buyers. What we've seen previously is a bit of a differential between those buyers who've got lots of cash and are equity rich, but we've seen a bit of a pickup in demand from those with a mortgage. That reflects the fact that we had more stability in the mortgage markets. Where perhaps people have been a little bit more cautious, we would say probably the overseas buyers in markets like central London, and perhaps some of the investment and second home buyers who by their nature are a bit more discretionary. Next question. How are the prospects for prices and market activity affected by the outlook for inflation and interest rates?
So we've actually seen that the economic outlook has improved so far in 2024. Inflation has started to come down closer towards that 2% Bank of England target. And so as we see inflation continue to come down, mortgage rates are also likely to continue improving, particularly as a Bank of England base rate cut comes onto the horizon. And so that's likely to give buyers more confidence in terms of what their future budgets will look like. Final question we've had in. What effect do you think the prospect of a general election will have on the market?
Well, general elections, they have got the ability just to bring a bit of caution into the market, and that might just slow things down a little bit in the second half of the year. But it's a question that we've had on the horizon, so we asked it when we did our last client survey. And really interestingly, the vast majority of respondents, just under 80%, said actually a general election wouldn't have any impact on their commitment to move. And there was a group who actually said they might become a bit more committed to move, who were downsizers. So we may find over the next 12 months, it actually frees up a little bit more stock in the market.
And what effect do you think changes to non-DOMs taxation status will have?
Okay, so in the budget, we saw some non-DOMs changes that have come forward much earlier than we anticipated. So we thought they might occur under a change in government, but actually they came forward in this year's budget. They do have implications for markets like prime central London and some of the private estates markets of the home counties, and I think they will mean a bit more caution in those markets in the short term, and then a bit of time when people assess what it means for their tax position and what it means for their property demands. But as I've said, it was something that was going to happen at some point, so to a fairly significant degree, it's probably already been priced into the market.